interventions for hazardous and harmful drinking constitute a variety of activities characterized by their low intensity and short duration. They range from 5 minutes of simple advice about how to reduce hazardous drinking to several sessions of brief counseling to address more complicated conditions. Intended to provide early intervention before or soon after the onset of alcohol-related problems, brief interventions consist of feedback of screening data designed to increase motivation to change drinking behavior, as well as simple advice, health education, skill building, and practical suggestions. There are a few steps to providing an effective brief intervention. 1. Identify risks and discuss consequences. 2. Provide feedback. 3. Identify a goal, such as reduced drinking or abstinence. 4. Solicit patient commitment. 5. Give advice and encouragement. This client is in the contemplative stage. While he is ambivalent about his drinking, he is open to discussing behavior change. This brief intervention is focused on amplifying his ambivalence in order to help him make a change.
All right, Steve. Thank you for answering those questions for me. I appreciate your openness. And would you mind if I provided you with some feedback?
Yeah, I guess that'd be okay.
Okay. Based on your answers to the questions, it appears that you are at moderate risk of experiencing health, social, and other problems due to your use. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, that surprises me. I didn't think I had a drinking problem. I don't really even know why I scored so high.
It seems like the results are surprising to you since you don't consider yourself to have a problem, and you're unclear about how you could be at moderate risk. Would you be open to discussing this a little further?
Yeah, that'd be all right.
You mentioned before that you enjoy drinking on the weekends to relax, and you generally have 5 or 6 drinks. You also mentioned it did interfere with work one time, and that your wife has expressed some concern about your drinking. According to the healthy drinking guidelines established by the National Institute of Health, a healthy man your age should be drinking no more than 4 drinks in one day or 14 in 1 week. You currently are drinking more than those recommendations, and drinking above those recommendations could put you at higher risk for health problems, mental health problems. So, given this information, what are your thoughts?
Well, I didn't even know there were healthy drinking guidelines. I mean, I just thought I could handle my liquor. I don't even feel that drunk when I have 6 drinks.
So it's new information for you that there are healthy drinking guidelines. And even though you don't feel intoxicated when you've had 6 drinks, it still is above the recommended limits. Would it be all right if I shared some thoughts on that?
Yeah, that'd be okay.
So you mentioned that you aren't feeling the effects of the alcohol even when you've had 6 drinks. This could be an indication that your tolerance has actually increased, meaning it takes more alcohol to have the same effect. This still puts you at risk for having problems, such as depression, relationship issues, and other health issues, digestive, inflammation of the pancreas, and others. So, given this information, I'm curious. How ready are you to decrease or change the level of your drinking? On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being not ready at all and 10 being extremely ready, where would you put yourself on that scale?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, I don't want to miss work because I'm being hungover, and I really don't like having my wife be mad at me. I guess if staying within these limits meant that I wouldn't have these problems, I'd say maybe about a 7 in terms of being ready.
Okay, a 7's pretty high on the scale. It sounds like cutting back on drinking and following the drinking guidelines might be really important to you. What do you think you're a 7 and not something lower, say a 3?
Well, I feel like I'm ready to change something. I don't want these things to happen again. I definitely don't want them to get worse. I don't want to put my job in jeopardy, and I really don't like upsetting my wife. I guess my health is pretty important too.
Those sound like really important reasons to change your drinking patterns. Now, using that same 1 to 10 scale, what would it take to move you from a 7, feeling quite ready, to say a 10, extremely ready to make a change?
Well, I guess there are some reasons that I don't want to change yet. I mean, I like to go out with the guys. When we watch the game, we throw a few back. I mean, that's how I relax, you know. I don't know, they might wonder why I'm not cutting loose as much. I don't want things to change with them.
Yeah, your friendships sound like they're a great source of relaxation and support for you. How would it be if you explained to your friends that you're cutting back on drinking for, say, health reasons?
Well, I guess if I made a point of it when we first started, and explained that it was about my health, that'd certainly be easier than explaining the other reasons. And, they'd probably understand, and they'd probably hold me to it.
So you see your buddies as people in your life that might even help you accomplish your goal. If you explain to them the importance of what you're doing, then maybe you'd be even more ready to cut down on your drinking.
Yeah, I think if they saw the need for me to and understood that I could still go out and have a good time, then I think they'd probably give me a hard time if I messed up. Plus, they know how my wife feels, and they'd probably give me some grief if they knew I was upsetting her.
It seems that your friends would recognize your goal as a reasonable one, that it would have benefits for your health and your relationship with your wife. Having such a support system might even make achieving this goal more doable.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Steve, I'd like to summarize our conversation to make sure I'm not missing anything. I really appreciate you being so open to discussing this with me.
Mm-hmm.
Today we've assessed your current alcohol use pattern and discussed healthy drinking guidelines. Currently you're drinking just above the healthy drinking limits and have decided that it's important to you to cut back on the number of drinks you consume. This is something that you feel very ready to attempt and believe that once you have your friends' support behind you, you'll be even more ready to commit to it. Do I have that right?
Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it.
Great. In what ways can I support you in achieving this goal?
I think just if you checked in with me next time we met, I think that would be helpful.
You bet. That's what we'll do next time. I'll be sure to check in with you about your progress. Now let's discuss some other work-related concerns that you have.
All right.